The Beatles touching down in New York City 60 years ago.
And Paul McCartney, if you are listening, Adrienne from Brooklyn loves you with all her heart. Even when I'm 105 and an old grandmother, I love him.
Paul McCartney has solidified his status as a cultural icon for decades, as one of the most influential and successful musicians in history. Paul is just as idolized as John Lennon of the Beatles. But now, at 82, McCartney says it's high time to react to rumors about his romantic relationships. Did Paul fall in love with a fan, or worse, a paparazzi? We'll all find out if we missed this shocking McCartney story. Paul and Dot. The relationships of the English musician Paul McCartney include engagements to Dot Roan and actress Jane Asher, and marriages to Linda Eastman, Heather Mills, and Nancy Shevell. Yes, Paul has had a number of women linked with his name since he began his music career, even way earlier than his Beatles journey. You know what some say? Band members have that magic and charisma to charm the ladies. Do you agree? Before we get to know who this rumored paparazzi girlfriend is, let's start with Dot, one of Paul's first loves. Paul McCartney's first serious romantic relationship in Liverpool was with Dorothy Dot Roan, a connection that began in 1959 at the Casbah Club, a popular local venue where young McCartney was just starting to make his mark. This relationship, lasting roughly 2.5 years, was significant not only for its emotional depth, but also for the insight it provides into McCartney's early character. McCartney and Dot met in the vibrant social scene of Liverpool, and their connection quickly grew into a serious relationship. Dot's presence in his life during these formative years played an important role as he navigated the challenges of burgeoning fame and personal identity. According to biographer Spitz, Dot perceived McCartney as having a strong compulsion to control situations, even those as personal as her appearance. He often chose her clothes and makeup, an indication of his desire to shape not only his environment but also the people close to him. One of the most notable examples of this control was his insistence that she grow her blonde hair to emulate the style of Brigitte Bardot, the iconic French actress known for her glamorous and rebellious image. On at least one occasion, he even insisted that she have her hair restyled, though the result did not meet his expectations. Even as the Beatles were beginning to gain momentum, McCartney made efforts to keep the connection with Dot alive. During his first trip to Hamburg, a key period in the band's early career, he kept in touch by writing letters, demonstrating that despite the growing demands of his musical pursuits, his feelings for Dot remained strong. Interestingly, Dot's involvement in McCartney's life continued beyond just correspondence. In 1962, when the Beatles returned to Hamburg, Dot even accompanied Cynthia Lennon, highlighting the sometimes overlapping and complex interpersonal relationships that marked the early Beatles era. The couple's relationship had deepened to the point where marriage was on the horizon. However, their plans were dramatically altered by the tragic miscarriage experienced by Dot. This loss proved to be a turning point in the relationship. With the absence of what many might view as an inevitable future together, McCartney found himself free of obligation, and ultimately, he ended the engagement. This early chapter in McCartney's life is revealing on multiple levels. It shows the intensity of youthful romance mixed with the pressures of control, and the inevitable personal and professional evolution that comes with early fame. The relationship with Dot Roan not only influenced McCartney's personal development, but also offered a glimpse into the kind of person he was, someone capable of deep affection but also inclined to exert control, traits that would later be seen in various forms throughout his life. Dorothy Dot Roan was much more than just a fleeting love interest. She was a significant part of McCartney's early years, embodying both the promise and the pain of first love, set against the backdrop of Paul's fast-changing world. Did you know about them? Perhaps the next name is much more familiar: Asher and Paul. Paul McCartney's romantic and married life has always been as intriguing as his music career. In his early days of international fame, he navigated the tricky waters of love under the constant glare of the public eye. One of his most famous relationships was with Jane Asher, a long-term romance that unfolded during the height of Beatlemania. Their time together was filled with creative energy, shared ideas, and the kind of playful, youthful passion that seemed to capture the spirit of the 60s. It was a period of exploration where romance and artistic expression went hand in hand, even if the relationship never evolved into marriage. Paul McCartney's relationship with Jane Asher remains one of the most charming and defining love stories from the early days of Beatlemania. In the midst of the whirlwind that was the 60s music scene, Paul found solace and inspiration in Jane, a blend of grace, wit, and that undeniable spark that could calm even the most chaotic of celebrity lives. Their story began in a time when the world was just starting to take notice of the Beatles. The couple quickly became inseparable, with Jane not only capturing Paul's heart, but also igniting his creative spirit. It was a relationship where everyday moments blended with extraordinary musical inspiration. A time when long conversations, shared laughter, and subtle glances led to some of the most memorable bursts of creativity in Paul's songwriting. Jane wasn't just a romantic partner, she was a muse. Many believe that her influence can be felt in the tender ballads and nuanced lyrics that emerged from that period. The simplicity of their connection, marked by handwritten notes, thoughtful gestures, and countless hours together, helped Paul tap into emotions that would soon resonate with millions around the globe. As Beatlemania escalated, the pressures of fame inevitably began to strain their relationship. While they shared an undeniable bond, the demands of a rapidly expanding career meant that the couple eventually drifted apart. Yet, even as their romantic chapter closed, the impact of their time together left an indelible mark on Paul's art and personal growth, serving as a reminder of a period defined by youthful passion and creative exploration. The legacy of Paul and Jane's relationship is celebrated not just for the romance it once embodied, but also for the profound influence it had on the evolution of one of music's greatest legends. Their love story remains a testament to the beauty of connection, the bittersweet nature of growing up under the spotlight, and the timeless interplay between personal life and artistic genius. Paul and the rumored paparazzi. Then came the legendary union with Linda Eastman. Linda, for years, was rumored to be a die-hard fan of Paul who followed him most of the time and kept pictures of him in her bedroom. Truth is, Linda was not. She was just a professional photographer. So that's what the paparazzi was all about, right? Because of her work and her camera. Meeting Linda was a turning point for Paul, as she wasn't just a partner in life, but also a kindred spirit in creativity. They married in 1969, and their life together was a blend of personal affection and professional collaboration. Linda, with her background in photography and art, added a unique dimension to Paul's world. She brought out his softer, more reflective side. Their home was a sanctuary from the relentless pace of fame, filled with family, shared laughter, and a genuine connection that went far beyond the spotlight. The couple became one of the most celebrated duos in music history, with Linda playing a key role not only as Paul's muse, but also as a steady influence during his post-Beatles journey. It's said that fate intervened during one of those serendipitous moments in New York, where Paul's world of music collided with Linda's artistic vision. Even then, there was an undeniable chemistry. Paul was drawn not only to her beauty, but also to her creative energy and warmth. In addition, some of the tales suggest that their connection was almost magnetic from the very start. The idea goes that Linda's free-spirited charm and keen artistic eye captivated Paul immediately, sparking a flame that not only ignited a deep romance, but also promised to redefine what it meant to be partners in both life and art. These early rumors painted their meeting as something out of a movie script, full of serendipity and creative spark. Then there are the more provocative rumors that hint at a secret power dynamic. Some speculators claim that behind the scenes, Linda wasn't just a supportive partner. She was the one who subtly influenced Paul's decisions, both personal and professional. Whether it was her artistic opinions or her knack for keeping life balanced amidst the chaos of fame, some believed that Linda was the quiet force guiding Paul's post-Beatles journey. In reality, many who knew them well saw it as a natural collaboration between two creative minds rather than a tug-of-war for control. As their relationship deepened, the pair quickly evolved into more than just lovers. They became partners in every sense of the word. In 1969, they tied the knot, and the casual coup of their early romance only grew into a solid, lifelong commitment. Linda wasn't just the woman by Paul's side. She was a muse, a creative collaborator, and a key influence during his post-Beatles journey. Her involvement in his projects, including her role in the band Wings, showcased a partnership where love and art melded seamlessly. Beyond the music and public appearances, their home life was filled with genuine warmth and laughter. Together, they built a family, raised children, and created a space where creativity and kindness thrived. Their story is a reminder that even in the whirlwind of fame, there's room for deep connection, mutual respect, and the kind of support that helps both individuals flourish. It wasn't just about the big moments on stage. It was about the quiet, everyday moments that defined their relationship. Sadly, like many great love stories, theirs wasn't without its heartaches. Linda's untimely passing in 1998 left a void that Paul has carried with him ever since. Yet her legacy endures in the music they made together, the art she left behind, and in the countless memories of a love that was as genuine as it was transformative. Even today, when fans look back on their journey, it's clear that their bond was built on something far more enduring than the fleeting spotlight of fame. In the end, the love story of Paul McCartney and Linda Eastman is a celebration of creativity, partnership, and the kind of love that helps you become your best self. It's a reminder that behind every iconic figure is a person who's been deeply touched by another's love, proving that even in a world filled with rock stars and record-breaking hits, the true magic lies in the simple, everyday moments of connection and care. Who's that paparazzi now? Turns out to be Paul's wife in the future, Paul and Heather. The marriage between Paul McCartney, one of rock history's most influential figures, and Heather Mills remains one of the most talked about unions in modern celebrity culture. Their relationship, marked by public adoration, intense media scrutiny, and ultimately bitter parting, offers a multifaceted case study into how fame intersects with personal relationships. Paul McCartney's storied past as a Beatle provided him with an almost mythic status, while Heather Mills entered the public arena from a background that was, by comparison, far less polished. Their initial connection, which some saw as an unlikely pairing, quickly evolved into a high-profile romance. The couple's union was not just the joining of two individuals. It was a convergence of vastly different worlds, with contrasting upbringings, personal histories, and public personas. When Paul and Heather wed in 2002, their ceremony was more than a private celebration. It was a media event, watched by millions around the globe. The wedding, staged against the backdrop of immense public interest, underscored how the lives of celebrities are rarely their own. Every detail, from the venue to the guests, was meticulously documented and dissected by the press. In many ways, the event encapsulated the essence of celebrity marriages, where personal milestones become public narratives. The immediate years following the wedding were characterized by a relentless spotlight. The couple's every move was analyzed by both fans and critics alike, blurring the lines between personal achievement and public performance. This intense scrutiny inevitably placed pressure on their relationship. Differences in lifestyle and public expectations began to surface, and what might have been private disagreements in an ordinary relationship were transformed into headline news. The public's relentless focus amplified even the smallest fissures, making reconciliation and mutual understanding increasingly difficult. As the marriage progressed, a series of controversies emerged. Disagreements over lifestyle, financial matters, and differing visions for their future added strain to an already pressured union. These challenges were not just about the couple's personal dynamics, but also served as a broader commentary on the nature of celebrity culture. Their marriage became a mirror reflecting society's fascination with fame, as well as its readiness to cast judgment on the private lives of public figures. In this light, the McCartney-Mills union was emblematic of a larger cultural phenomenon, the inescapable collision between public adoration and personal vulnerability. Ultimately, the marriage of Paul and Heather McCartney ended in divorce, a chapter that closed a turbulent yet highly instructive episode in modern celebrity history. Despite the eventual separation, their union offers enduring lessons about the complexities of love under the glare of constant public attention. It reminds us that behind every headline is a human story, fraught with challenges that are magnified by the very nature of fame. Their relationship stands as a testament to the fact that celebrity, with all its allure and prestige, can also be a crucible for personal challenges that demand resilience, understanding, and sometimes the painful act of letting go. One finds that the marriage was as much a product of its time, a reflection of societal attitudes towards fame and media, and also a unique narrative of two very different individuals trying to navigate an extraordinary personal journey. It's just another normal love story of two well-known individuals. After Heather, Paul, of course, married again. Paul and Nancy. The public expected this. Few celebrity unions capture a personal rebirth and a return to simple, authentic love quite like Sir Paul McCartney's marriage to Nancy Shevell. For a man whose life has been splashed across headlines, from the groundbreaking Beatles days to the pain of loss and messy divorces, his union with Nancy shows a quiet, steady kind of love. That's a refreshing break from typical rock star drama. Back in the summer of 2007, fate brought two totally different worlds together in the chill vibe of the Hamptons. Nancy, a savvy American businesswoman rooted in the transportation industry, and Paul, a global music icon with plenty of life experience, discovered they had more in common than you might think, even with a 17-year age gap. Both were all about keeping things real and valuing intimate moments over the non-stop buzz of celebrity life. Their first connection wasn't about big gestures or public displays. It was simply a mutual understanding that both craved a down-to-earth, stable relationship. By early 2011, their bond had grown into something deeper. Instead of the typical flashy engagement announcements, Paul collaborated with jeweler Neil Lane to design a ring that was as unique as it was heartfelt. The ring made a subtle appearance at a high-profile event, perfectly setting the stage for an engagement that was all about genuine connection, not media hype. On October 9th, 2011, Paul and Nancy exchanged vows at Old Marylebone Town Hall in London, the very venue where Paul had once married his first wife, Linda. Choosing this spot wasn't accidental. It was a nod to the past while kicking off a new chapter. Their wedding was a modest civil ceremony with just close family and a few friends in attendance. There were no grand extravaganzas here, just a heartfelt celebration of two people finding solace and strength in each other. For Paul, who had dealt with plenty of public drama in his previous marriages, this intimate affair was a refreshing change of pace. Marrying Nancy wasn't just another milestone for Sir Paul. It was like a fresh start. After experiencing deep losses and the challenges of a high-profile past, this new chapter allowed him to rediscover what love could really be in later life. Nancy's calm, supportive nature and her own business success perfectly balanced Paul's larger-than-life persona. Their relationship proves that true companionship can bloom at any stage in life, bringing with it fulfillment, stability, and even a spark of creative inspiration. Paul has always had a unique way of expressing his feelings through music, and his marriage to Nancy is no exception. His sweet ballad, My Valentine, featured on his album Kisses on the Bottom, stands as a heartfelt tribute to her. Whether it's celebrating anniversaries or sharing quiet moments on social media, Paul's genuine affection for Nancy comes through loud and clear, simple, enduring, and sincere. In a world where celebrity romances often come with a side of drama and fleeting passion, the marriage of Sir Paul McCartney and Nancy Shevell is a breath of fresh air. Their story is all about quiet strength, mutual respect, and finding love right when you need it most. It's a reminder that true love doesn't need to be flashy. It's all about being there for each other, day in and day out. This time, Paul and his relationship went out of the frame of the lenses. He just needed a simple and low-profile connection with someone he truly adored. Did you know about these stories about McCartney, or just his music? Write your thoughts in the section below. Thanks for watching, and please subscribe for more.